Today was a airlift mission bringing Army equipment from Pope Airfield to an auxiliary airfield that they're using. Ultimately, we're bringing 4 Army vehicles and their drivers. Alright, it's helping create an air-land bridge of Army equipment and Joint Forces equipment to sustain operations out of an auxiliary airfield, which we did a joint operation, 4 deployed, several hundred Army airborne guys, and then we're going to supply them with their follow-on equipment so they can sustain operations out of that airfield. Yeah, this is the continued sustainment piece where they're going to take, they have enough to initially set up the airfield, but then we're going to provide them with the extra equipment so they can sustain operations and move on to the next phase of their operation. Yeah, over the last couple, I'm straight to the J model, so the co-pilot here flew H models in the past, so I got to directly switch over to the J model, but it's been a transitioning process where many of the pilots in the squadron initially flew H models, and then we had to trickle people into the flying training unit to teach them the new aircraft while we continued to sustain operations with the H model. We began to season and start our new pilots on the J model, and now it's been about seasoning those new instructor pilots so we can have a fully functioning unit.
Alright, so the big thing with the transition, the biggest loss that we've seen with the transition from H to J is less people in the squadron. Obviously the biggest loss was the engineers and the navs that we lost. Due to the automation, supposedly those group positions have been replaced with the automation, so that's the biggest loss that I've seen. Obviously with a new aircraft, younger systems, the maintenance aspect of it is a lot better. As you've seen, we got 20 aircraft off about 20 aircraft off the ground in the last 2 days with all green aircraft to start. So that's the biggest thing we've seen. Now, when it comes to the computerization, the computers and the automation, this aircraft is obviously designed for 2-man crew. That automation helps augment all those crew positions that we've lost. Helps us build SA on our own. So the biggest difference I've seen is just the SA that I have sitting in the seat is far more than what I've had in the H model. Just being able to display all the items up front, not having pounds of paper sitting on my lap that I need to reference. I could have everything displayed up on the screens, and it keeps my eyes out scanning a lot more. And also it cuts down on also some of the CRM aspects of asking a nav or asking an edge to update stuff. We have everything on hand. So I've seen that was a transition that I needed to do, that I was able to do, that I saw from the H to the J. And then obviously the extra power that we had, that we have in the J is a welcome aspect. A lot of people say that the J flies like an H model with 5 engines, and it does. It's got a lot of power, which helps us get out of the austere fields that we're normally planned to fly out of. So it's a lot of pros, but obviously I miss my nav and my edge every once in a while. But the automation does help to augment that loss.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. All right, so the JOAX is not a new feat. We do JOAXs several times a year. It's supporting the Army and their operations. The biggest thing about this JOAX is it's record setting, because we tried to put 20 aircraft in the air and drop the max amount of troopers on two drop zones. So that was epic in scale. But the biggest thing was the conjunction with the C-17s and the H models with the large package and dropping those the Army people on the airfield.